What's going on, everyone? It's been a while since I posted a video on YouTube. Kind of just been busy with life, with traveling and handling other things. But I'm slowly going to start getting back into posting consistently on YouTube, doing market reviews every single day, whether I take a trade or not, and then also trade reviews and then other educational and mindset talks as well being posted on my channel. Today, I didn't take any trade. October's been a little bit slow so far, kind of iffy with price action, with the whipsaw price action, government shutdown, war stuff, tariffs. There's just a lot going on, and obviously the market, especially in price action, is telling me that. Um, so, like I said, today I didn't take any trades, but I still want to walk through what I was looking for and what I could have potentially traded if it happened. But since it didn't happen, I want to walk you through why I didn't take a trade because I think that's important as well as recognizing when is the correct time not to trade. So, to start off with, just to bring everything back, we had this large drop last Friday after Trump had tweeted around 10 a.m. that China was becoming hostile and he was ready to impose higher tariffs on China. And then on Monday, we had the gap up, this large gap up, which created a large new week opening gap. And then on Tuesday, we tested that new week opening gap and went higher. And we're continuing to go higher, where these relatively equal highs are set right here. So coming into today, since I have the bias that we're moving higher, going towards those relatively equal highs, I had a long bias going into today. If we just run this back, I had a long bias going into today due to the fact that there's the relatively equal highs, and all this week we have been sweeping out sell side liquidity and then moving higher. So we can see on Monday we kind of consolidated here. Then Tuesday swept these lows, moved higher, swept these lows, moved higher, and then now we're doing the same thing today. And I was expecting that, but I didn't get the manipulation like that I was expecting before the move higher into these relatively equal highs right here. So, like I said all the time, my model that I've been trading consistently is recognizing where the higher time frame is expanding to, and then intraday finding relatively equal highs or lows that are in the direction of the drawn liquidity. But before we target those relatively equal levels, I want to see a manipulation in the opposing direction of the drawn liquidity. So if we are targeting relatively equal highs, I would like to see a sweep of internal sell side liquidity first and vice versa. If we're targeting relatively equal lows, I would like to see a sweep of buy side liquidity first before moving towards those relatively equal lows. And another factor into that is recognizing what did the overnight session do, because I'm big on daily profiles. So I always like to see typically a sweep of Asia session liquidity to kind of create the low or the high of day. And if that doesn't happen, that kind of raises a red flag for me to possibly think that the move up or down before reaching the drawn liquidity is an invalid move, and price action could then become lackluster or choppy. That's just personally what I see through my back testing, through my data. So coming into today, I recognize that, like I said, there was a lack of manipulation below the Asia sell side liquidity before moving higher. So what I would like to see is before going to reach these highs from yesterday and these relatively equal highs from yesterday and that were created right before the 9:30 open, I would like to see a sweep of the Asia sell side liquidity first because there's orders down here that I would like to see filled. Um, Sell stops getting ran before going higher. So I would like to see a 9:30 manipulation in the opposing direction of the drawn liquidity before a move to the real drawn liquidity, which is yesterday's high of day. And what would void this thesis for me is a move into buy side liquidity first before a move into sell side liquidity. So at market open, we can see that price is kind of just hovering above this, right below this yesterday's high, this drawn liquidity. And we can also see that ES is kind of a little bit further down. So I'm anticipating an SMT at these lows where ES takes these Asia lows and NQ doesn't before the move higher. But we can see that right at market open, we just move higher. NQ or ES tried to move lower first and take out that sell side liquidity. We almost got there, but ultimately NQ ended up just moving higher into that buy side liquidity. And look at what we noticed right after that. After that buy side liquidity has been met, we kind of just chop around here, and price action is becoming a lot more lackluster. There's really no follow through above this buy side liquidity to go to these all time highs, and I believe that is because these lows down here were not swept first. This is just what I noticed when the proper lower high is not swept before the real move. Price action just becomes a lot more lackluster. So my rule every single day is if the objective is met without the proper manipulation, I'm just hands off. I wait for the next day to come. There could possibly be another setup, and that's exactly what I'm working for today. Just waiting for another setup and another session tomorrow or maybe next week, since tomorrow's Friday, to go back to these relatively equal highs right here. But overall, like I said, October has been kind of like a lackluster month in terms of the system that I trade, which is okay. But because I know that this setup is going to happen like once or twice a week, maybe 3 times, I'm not looking to expose myself to the market every single day anyway. But I'm looking forward to dropping more content, more reviews, more trade breakdowns, more educational stuff, more mindset talks, and then just continuing to grow this channel and continuing to document my journey as a trader. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later and trade safe.